Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I got a brand new shirt. I'm sporting Alaska today. Nice black and white one. I like the mountains on it. It's pretty, eh? So everybody in Alaska, have a great day, whether you're cold or not. Snuggle up to a nice fire. I wish I could. Anyway, everybody watching, have a great day as well. Now, we got some things to talk about. I know a lot of you have been kind of enjoying my throwback videos, and I put them up there simply for newcomers to watch and figure out where we stand in all this, because I'm getting a lot of questions that are been dealt with before, been down this road before, been videoed before, and I'm repeating myself in the comments over and over. So I figure I'll throw in some videos and people can catch up that way. And if they're really inclined, they'll go and dig into my arsenal and grab videos they want to watch and find out more. So now we are going to go a little bit back in the story because it all lines up to something in my head. Okay. So first off, we're going to watch Gypsy do an interview.
Gypsy, you talk about breaking the cycle of abuse that you experienced from your mother. And you are a parent to a new baby girl. Is that a fear of yours?
It's not a fear of mine per se that I will become like my mother, because my relationship with my daughter is already so vastly different than my relationship was like with my mother. And I think by keeping a very close support system, I have all of these people in my corner that can say, Gypsy, you know, maybe this might be a better choice.
Right.
You know, they're a guiding light.
How much will you tell her about your story?
I knew even before getting pregnant that my future kids were gonna have to be told about it someday. And so I think that it's beyond us. I think we're going to have to enlist the help of a child therapist. And then when she gets a lot older and becomes an adult herself, I did write my own memoir. At the very end, there is a part in which I kind of talk to her. This is how I want you to know my story.
So now I think this was on Good Morning America. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But she's asking Gypsy, like, you going to break the cycle of abuse? Because she has a baby now, right? Well, Gypsy says she kind of goes around this because she says, I am breaking the cycle of abuse because I'm going to make sure I don't become the mom that my mom was, right? It's funny how when they ask her about parenting or about being a first-time mom, she never goes into her own experience. She never goes into hands-on, I'm happy to be a mom. My little girl's the light of my life. She does this. She brightens up my day every day. Or, it's hard. I'm finding out now it's hard. She cries a lot. She has things going on. I don't know, right? Nothing. So when they ask about baby, Gypsy will throw back to her mother. Oh, she's the light of my life. Not like my mother was to me because, it always goes back to her. In the end, it always goes back to her. She can never carry on a conversation about baby, which is highly suspect in my eyes. Highly suspect. Because we've already had this conversation in the comments, but us first-time moms don't forget nothing, okay? My kids are in their 30s, and I can still tell you the kind of underwear they wore when they were little. The Spider-Man ones and all that stuff, These are things you never forget as being a mom. Yet Gypsy never brings any of this up. And it kills me that she never brings it up because we all know how she likes to change her stories. She'll lie and then change it to another lie in the end like that. Right? Okay, now I'm getting on a different tantrum here. Okay, now watch this.
You're stupid! Nobody loves you! Nobody's looking for you!
Now, these are clips of the girls that were in Cleveland. I could only show you short clips because it's probably copyright, because it's for a show or a movie or something. But these were the girls that were held captive in Cleveland. Now, these girls were held for 10 years of abuse. Hardcore. And this is the kind of abuse that Gypsy's kind of trying to say happened to her, because her grandfather mistreated her and her mom, apparently. Apparently, okay? Her mom chained her up to the bed, apparently, right? This is all coming from Gypsy, right? It's in her memoir. Don't forget that. Everything she said she went through is in her memoir. Now, another thing the lady, I don't think it's this one. It's, hang on.
And did you tell your dad?
I didn't, because I didn't even know his phone number.
Yeah.
My mom literally had put a block on our relationship from him and I. And she created a fake Facebook account as me talking to him. Now,
This interview here, they said, well, why couldn't you just go and tell your dad? Didn't you see your dad? Couldn't you just tell him? I didn't know my dad's phone number, she says. Why didn't you tell him when you saw him? Umpteen thousand times. Trying to say that her father was never in her life. He may not have been there, like a lot of fathers are for their kids, or getting them every second weekend and stuff like that. But he did see her. She did see him. Where'd all these pictures come from? Right? Like, I don't know. Like, she tries to make her life, her past, to be, of course, a million times worse than it really was, because it wasn't an abusive childhood. We all know that. She got to go to a lot of places. She got to meet a lot of people. She got a lot of stuff for free, including a house. But that's not good enough for Gypsy. That's not good enough. That's abuse. Can you imagine what they would call the way we kind of grew up? What they would call that today? Neglect, abuse, verbal, physical. Hey. So we've all had a shoe thrown at us once in a while, Probably deserved it, right? That's what they always say. You probably deserved it. But anyway, now I'm going to go back on something else, because somebody else wanted me to touch down on this. Now, this is Eugenia Cooney. Eugenia Cooney is a TikTok star. And I mean star. She has, I don't know how many millions of followers, but she has a lot. And she is suffering from an eating disorder. And this is her mother.
How is your mom okay watching you wilt away?
I know she eats. She takes good care of herself. Happens to be skinny mini, but she does.
Exactly.
Phone with her mom, who was screaming at me, by the way. She verbatim called me a fucking bitch for doing what I was doing.
Yeah, I'll be the hairstylist, and you can be my patient.
She doesn't have much time left, and her daughter is gone.
Okay.
She's never allowed to go anywhere. It's all completely manipulated by the mother.
So her mother doesn't say anything about it. She just tells the public, you're crazy. She eats. She's just always been skinny. Really? That's always been skinny? Her mother is a little touched, okay? Maybe her mother should have been Gypsy's mother, right? Anyway, I think her mother used her for a cash cow. Her mother didn't care if Eugenia sat on a live for 24 hours straight with no eating, no drinking, just putting on makeup and trying to sell products, because she was getting gifts and gifts and gifts, and people felt sorry for Eugenia, so they kept giving her gifts and gifts and gifts and gifts. Right? Plus she was getting like star status. I don't know if any of you guys know Jeffree Star, but he's a big wig in cosmetic on TikTok. He has millions of followers, and he was helping her out. She was selling a lot of his makeup, you know? So I think her mother used her as a cash cow, and I don't think her mother cared one bit about her situation. Now, this is where we get touchy, because Genia was on one of these very long lives, and I watched this one personally. I saw Eugenia pretty much suffer a heart attack. I'm not joking. She couldn't breathe. She couldn't move. She couldn't talk. She just sat there, and you could tell on her face she was worried, and it was her heart. That's when a lot of the public, parents especially, who their kids watch Eugenia, okay? A lot of these parents went to TikTok and they decided to sue them for neglect about what their kids were watching on that platform. So it's not the parents' fault the kids were watching Eugenia. It was TikTok's fault that the kids were watching Eugenia. In my eyes, it's both. But anyway. So this is what's happening. And now they're into a big multi-million-dollar lawsuit. And it's not TikTok against Eugenia. It's not Eugenia against TikTok. It's public against TikTok. But TikTok is taking it out on Eugenia. If that makes any sense. All right. Now, I promise I'll try to keep up with this case as it unveils, because there's not really anything happening right now, because she went missing for a while after TikTok took her down. Nobody saw her for a while, and then, boop, she was spotted. That's her in Disney World with her mom and brother. Yeah, don't ask. Her brother's on one side of the spectrum, and she's on the other, okay? And the mother don't care either way, as long as money's coming in. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And everything in this video is my thoughts, opinions, and religion. Bye now.